So, welcome back. Now we're going to be doing the laser zapping on Willow's hiring scars. And very brave of you, I must say, Willow, to be prepared to share these to help out other entrepreneurs who probably have similar issues. I think
My
we'll have,
pleasure.
yes, I think we will have hiring scars from bad hires we've made in the past, and then we're a little gun shy. And we all know how patterns go in hiring and business and relationships. If we don't fix the pattern, we just are going to repeat the pattern, probably on a bigger scale, until we get the message and finally become conscious and heal it, or die, one or the other.
That's right. That's right.
And let's hope both you and I stay on this planet for a long time. And but businesses also die due to hiring mistakes. If
Yeah.
a business doesn't get its act together and become conscious about how to hire successfully, too many bad hires will, kill the business.
Yeah. You just kind of awakened one of my intentions for this year as well, which this role is very much a part of in terms of, when I wrote it at the end there of like, let's grow together and that it may start as this, but I know here's what my experience has been in bringing people on before, and this is what I even foresee could be possible in this, which is why it is so important that we talk about their availability and their commitment to this role, because and I say this with my clients as well, there's such power in bringing in support that when you know you're supported, so I often talk about with my clients that they have like an energetic close sign that's up, and that often when you have an energetic close sign up, it's because you won't be able to handle all of the new business that comes your way. And so especially this, it really happens a lot with inventory businesses or service-based businesses where you're seeing people one-on-one. It's kind of like that, like, are you ready for your Oprah moment? Like if all of a sudden somebody really huge sent a bunch of traffic to your website and you had all these inquiries of people who wanted to interview or work with you, how would you be able to scale that? And so when you know you don't have that and it's overwhelming, even just to onboard one new client or take care of the projects that you have already, there can be a big energetic close sign that's up. And so bringing on support. And so then this is always the thing too that my clients say, well, I don't feel like I have enough work for somebody right now, or I don't feel like I have the money. But often you have to hire somebody before you even feel like you have the resources for it, because as soon as you do that energetic close sign, all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I have more hands to do things. I have more minds on this work. I have more capability, more space. And it is awesome. Like things just are able to come in. So I had this happen back when my business was just taking off in 2013. And I had hired on this team, and just by bringing them on, I had so much more that was able to come in, so much more space to come in. And so then at that point, I remember, like, literally the way I describe it is I literally just felt like I was like throwing money at my teams as fast as possible, because I was so grateful to have their support. And so while I started thinking like, oh, I just have this little bit of money, as soon as they were on, and as soon as I had that support, more came, and then I was able to pay them more money, and we were able to, your capacity increases. So it's powerful, and I'm excited for this person to come in to, so the original intention that I kicked this off is that, I'm ready to grow this, not just even in contractors, but I foresee that I may even have my first few employees or more full-time people coming in, and that also not even in the contractors that I'm hiring, but I foresee even having some auxiliary coaches, some more people that are doing some more collaborations or something in there. So it's like literally more of a team. Like I foresee that we're, in a room and they're at my events with me, and that we're doing even then retreats. I'm doing retreats with my team that have been supporting me. And so this is this like kind of next level vision for my company too, that this is very much a part of.
I love that idea of opening up, holding space for the new business to come in and having the people to support you in doing that. So, and turning off that stop sign that you've got flashing away, keeping people away, because you'd get too overwhelmed, or whatever the fear or resistance you have. So that's wonderful that you're doing that. So we talked earlier about a few different hiring scars that you'd identified. What's the first one you want to zap out of here?
The big one I think is that I will bring someone on and I will train them and it will be great, and then something will happen and they will go MIA, or their, capacity, something happens to where all of a sudden either they change their mind or something shifts in their life. Like, I mean, literally I've had, everything from an assistant have like a quarter life crisis and need to like completely change her business and stop being available to support me, to someone getting pregnant and not being able to then, she needed to just focus on having a baby and raising a child, to, people who have death in the family or an illness even for themselves. So, God forbid, of course, anything bad happens, but it's that sensation of like, the sensation I'm wanting to heal is that of, wow, we've done all this work and it was so great, and then it's not actually going to work and I have to start all over. Let's heal that one up.
Yes, let's heal it. Now, I just want you to notice how your energy went when you started talking about that. You were full of passion and excitement earlier, and then you started talking about the MIA staff member. Did you notice your energy contract there? Your tone of voice went down. I'm hoping people listening to this can see that too or feel it.
Yeah. It's heartache. It's exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
I really sense into that. Yeah.
So where in you mentioned heartache, where else in your body do you feel that? Just think about, you've just hired someone, they're wonderful, and now they're MIA.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a heartache. It's like a sensation of like, oh, like it's just like let down. It's a heaviness. It's it's like almost like a weight on my back of like, oh, I have to do it. I have to do it again,
A bit like that guy with the rock up. He had to push up the mountain time after time, and he'd get it up to the top and then roll all the way back down.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yes. So what you mentioned some letdown. What emotion or emotions do you feel when you think about, you've hired this wonderful person, now they're MIA?
I feel like disappointment. I think I also feel a little bit like mad, frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And just the kind of, in terms of like the time and energy and that I've put into bringing someone on, and training them, that it's frustrating. That's definitely a feeling there. And, if I was really to exaggerate it, something I do is to have my clients really like exaggerate it. So if I was really to exaggerate it and really get it out there, it would be like, I have to do everything myself. I have to do it all, so that, and this is I'm very aware of this theme, I think too, just this is even goes probably way back, so we can heal all this back to the way back. Is definitely, I think, a feeling that I've had for a long time, and probably even comes even from my mom as well. She was a very hard worker and had to, raise me on her own for a long, long time. So I think that feeling of like, I have to do everything myself. And, I joke about it. My partner and I even joke about it now, where I'm like, and now we'll exaggerate it even in fun ways. I'm like, babe, do I have to do everything? And because he's like, I'm right here helping you, like, are you willing to see it? So, but yeah, so we've healed up a lot of that with us, which is really wonderful. But yeah, I think with people, especially when it comes to remote teams, I know I've gotten so much better with my management, and I know that all the people that I'm working with right now on my team would attest to that I have really improved even in my own management and communication, and being able to be so, kind and patient, and but also very like firm, and have expectations and have us make sure we're on the same page. But yes, all of that stuff though that still may be blocking, let's heal that up. Laser.
Yeah. So here comes the laser. Think about your heart being heavy, a burden on your shoulders. You're feeling angry, frustrated, all the other feelings and emotions you have when a great person goes MIA, and now you're having to do it all by yourself, all over again. And I want you to give the first answer that comes into your head to the next question, which will be the intuition, which is, what's the youngest age you felt the same way in your body and emotions?
You know, I would say probably around, what was I would maybe guess I was like, was I 9?
Okay. So we're going to, let's reconnect ourselves to the light, go up, go down, expand your heart out so you're fully connected. And then see light coming to that 9-year-old Willow from above and below, and her heart expanding out. And see it going into this pattern that she created and that you have been repeating time and time and time again since then. So let's clear it in her. Let's clear it in all the other ages that you've done the same set of sensations, the same pattern. There we go. And just the people watching this video, you don't have to have a conscious memory of the age. It's just, what's the intuitive age that comes to you? And who was this with when you were 9? You have any clue on that? Or?
Yes, I was a latchkey kid, apparently is the term for it, where you kind of just take care of yourself. My mom was working all the time, and so I would just, I'd come home and take care of myself. I'd get myself a snack. I'd keep myself company. And what's interesting, actually, that got highlighted there is that I had this sensation, actually, of independence and kind of being proud of my own independence at the same time, and yet also kind of this wishing that I had more support or being taken care of. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy there. No surprise,
Yeah.
I'm an independent entrepreneur, right?
Right. So let's send more light. Let's see a waterfall of light going to your younger self. And let's send it to any younger ages where you had the same pattern. I get you had this pattern before you were born in the womb with your mom. Somehow she was distracted, perhaps with work while she was pregnant. And let's clear your ancestor lines, your mom's side of the family, all the ancestors there who ran the same pattern of not being supported, feeling abandoned, frustrated, having to do it themselves.
And when you say clear, one of the things that I find myself doing is that I'm almost like sending a thread of white light through all of them, even if I don't know what
Yep,
it looks like, the shape and everything. Is that what you would
that's
say?
it. Yep, you're sending light from above and below them. You're just kind of zapping it out like a laser is coming to them. But it's a big laser. It's like a waterfall of light. There's so much light that nothing can stop it clearing away this darkness. And the same on your father's side. All the ancestors you have there who've done the same pattern. And any past lives you have where you've reenacted this on either side of the equation, either as the person wanting support and having the person disappear and not support them, or the person providing the support and having stuff come up in their life and not being able to support the other person.
Yeah.
Because you've had this role both ways in
Yes.
past lives, if not even in this life. You're an expert on this pattern.
Totally.
But we're letting it go right now. You can still remain an expert on it, but you don't have to recreate it.
Yes.
Okay, so now I want you to think about hiring a really wonderful person And when you think about they go MIA, what do you notice?
Well, they won't go MIA.
It just doesn't compute.
Yeah, there'll be clear communication. We'll have plans in place. There'll be someone who knows how to set my expectations and manage their life. Yeah.
And they don't have subconscious patterns running that cause them to get sick or pregnant or any of the myriad of other ways
Yeah.
people
They're welcome
disappear.
to get pregnant, but you're going to have a solid plan in place of how that will be supported.
Yeah, I love it. So that was so easy. You've been doing this for decades, right? And all the lifetimes.
Yeah.
Now it's gone in a few minutes.
Yeah, I had another little thing come up, which was noticing. So this is old, and I remember this is actually just a memory that that came up, which was I remember having a woman help me with my bookkeeping, my accounting. This is years ago. I mean, probably 10 years ago, and she was so expensive, and also like her life like just felt in shambles, and so the way that she was able, like I felt like she was unhealthy, like she totally went MIA, like whatever was going on. And I like that's an like I just got this like, wow, let's like heal that up and put some white light around that. But also what I got, and this is like the work I do, is a lot around unconscious commitments, and so that's kind of what you speak to as well in different language. And the unconscious commitment that I just noticed that I'm willing to really clear and let go of, and I think is even old and I'm not there, but like let's clear up and heal up any last little remnants, is that I'm willing to release the unconscious commitment that the person that comes in, that I have to help them, or that they're in any sort of need of help, where instead this person that I'm really envisioning is coming in, like I said, like they don't need my help. Like they've got their stuff together. Like they've got it so together that they're so on it that they love being like in service in this way. They love being organized. They love being on it. They're the ones that are like, even more on it than I am. I want to hire somebody that's like so on it that it just helps improve. Like they're better than I could have ever expected. So my conscious commitment that I choose is to be stepping in with somebody who has that wholeness. They've got their life together. They're like, I almost imagine it like that. It's like singing and humming and they're on it. Like it's not even a question. They don't need to be saved or helped, or there's nothing that's yeah.
That's a great insight, Willo, because so many people who are coaches or healers have a tendency to want to heal people, and they take that into the people they hire. I know I've done that myself. So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, and it's like I, especially as a heart-centered entrepreneur, like I care about people so much, and this is something I've really noticed, is that I can still care about them, of course, but being willing to receive support. So I support so many people in my life, with my clients, and with even friends and family and everything. And so to really be willing to receive that this person is here to support me, and really having that conscious intention that they will be fully capable and ready and willing and excited to be of a great support, really professional, experienced, awesome, great personality, great connection, trustworthy, honest. Yeah.
Fabulous. And I love how excited and passionate you are talking about this. That's a great modeling for other people of how you can talk about someone you're going to hire. So, and if you're not set, if you don't have that energy vibration, when someone out here is listening to this, if you don't have that when you're thinking about a position you're hiring, you've got some resistance, you've got some hiring scars to deal with. This is true of anything you want to create in your life. If you don't get to that high-pitched level of vibration, there's something blocking it, and you'll get self-sabotage, or it'll struggle, or it'll take longer to manifest. So let's just have it be a straight line to getting the ideal candidate. And you mentioned earlier, before we hopped on this call, that you had a few other things you feel a little concerned about, like it was fear that wouldn't be enough work for them, or there'd be too much work for them, which seem like mirror sides of the same thing.
Yeah, I don't have those fears now. I think I mentioned those, that that some people will often feel that. I don't have those.
Okay,
plenty.
good. Excellent. Already cleared. Never needed clearing. So, any other things you want to clear on this that come to you?
The one piece that's really important to me in this is availability. So you and I are both traveling entrepreneurs. I travel a lot. We are, amongst this beautiful community of, nomads and location independent entrepreneurs. And I have carefully and intentionally put this out to those groups, since we are, so aware of these needs as fellow entrepreneurs. And my intention, though, is that I really would like, if, I don't want a nomad. I don't want somebody who's traveling all the time. It's just not, so I want to call in somebody who's really stable, and is, somebody who has no problem with being present and available at certain times during the day. And this is why it requires them to really know how to take care of themselves, because it will require that they're online and available and at their desk. And that they're not, certainly they will actually, my copywriter already models this really well, is that when she's going to be traveling, she will notify me well in advance, a good couple weeks in advance. We will prepare all of the work so that everything is scheduled and done prior to her leaving. She's very clear on her dates. And then when she's back, she's back. So I love that it's already modeling and showing me in my hires that is possible. And so yeah, this person, it could be, and I chatted with another one of our fellow entrepreneurial nomads about this, that it could be that this person does enjoy traveling, but they are slow traveling. So same thing, actually, that's exactly what my copywriter was doing, is that she would stay in one place for a good month or two, and then she'd say, hey, I'm switching locations. That's okay. I would almost even prefer somebody even more stable. I want somebody that
put out what your ideal is. Make your big ask.
Yeah, I want somebody that this is their chosen profession, that they love supporting someone behind the scenes, that they have worked with a coach or someone in this space before, so they kind of get the work, and that they're great at it. So I envision actually that, for example, I want them to manage my email. This is the first time, and this is what I said to you actually earlier, so we can totally call this intention in, which is this will be the first time I have someone managing my email, and that feels a little scary for some reason. And so, but I want someone, what I envision is that they're like, I've managed email before. It's no big deal. I got this. And that they already have a system or even a few different ways that we can choose from that they have found to be successful and useful before. And so that's what I'm kind of calling in there, is this is somebody experienced. They've done this before, that they thrive on being this person, that this isn't an interim thing for them, that they actually really know this about themselves, that this is what they're great at. That's what I want to call in.
All right. Well, let's bring that in, that they are wonderfully competent and joyful working with your email, taking the strain of all the emails you get away from you, while still giving you all the information and connection that you need.
Yeah, and knowing, like, I just got this like hit too of like that they know how to maybe take care of things in ways that I never have. So for
Hmm.
example, what if like I've never done a whole bunch of like PR and pitching or anything like that. And what if they have and they've done it, they have all that experience and they're like, I can see that they might even be like, gosh, Willow, do you know that you have this opportunity? And how about I put together this one page and I can contact a few people, or like that they're able to like amplify and bring in skills and experience that I may not even have thought to ask for. This is actually what I've received in my partner with my loving relationship here, is that he fulfills and takes care of things and takes care of me in ways I could have never even thought to ask for. And so I'm willing to be surprised and delighted by this brilliant being that's stepping in to work with me.
And I think that's really great that you're open to that, because a lot of people when they're hiring, they subconsciously don't want to hire someone smarter than them or more skilled, and
Oh,
you're open
they
to
can be
that.
totally smarter and more skilled than me. I'm like, bring it on. I want the best team ever. I'm just like that. I can see that. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy that we're all working together. Already, I've got a team like that. They're fantastic. So, just waiting for the next one.
Yeah. So coming back to this thing, whether they live in one place or they're nomadic or they're slow traveling, it sounded to me like your energy. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a nomad. I don't even think they're
No.
going to be a slow traveler. I think it will be somebody that, of course, they might take a trip sometimes, but they'll be very, very clear on that. But that more than anything, they will be somebody who is very dedicated to this work and excited to be present and diligent on it. Like, yeah, they love it, and that's why it's so important that they're taking care of themselves, because I don't want them to get burnt out or spread thin or anything. So things come up, of course, and people need to have a life and travel, but that's something I will talk about with them right off the bat is what's our fallback plan, like I wrote. And thankfully I've got a good team that can step in. But yeah, maybe I even foresee maybe that they've already had that experience. Maybe they even have their own assistant. Fine with
Hmm.
me. My assistant
Absolutely.
totally can have their own assistant, and then that way, that is their built-in fallback plan. That they do have help. That somebody and that their person is also this great person. So yes.
I mean, what occurred to me is that when someone is nomadic or slow traveling and they disappear, that's an echo of the MIA issue on a smaller scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not feeling supported when they disappear for a few days.
Yeah. Yes, and that's actually, I will say one other thing into this, which is, I travel a lot, and so one of the ideas that I've even had is I might have a second person that I bring on who is in a different time zone. So, for example, I'm based in Hong Kong here, but I'm just about to be in America for 3 weeks, and most of my day in America is when Hong Kong or Southeast Asia and Australia are sleeping. So I might find this great person in Australia, but when I'm in the US and I'm needing something in the afternoon when they're fast asleep, what then? So I'm curious to see. I'm really just kind of almost like creating this open space for like, what will that look like? What could be a creative solution that comes in there? Because I would like to know that I still have that support, and I obviously, like, one person can't be up 24 hours. Yeah, so I'm open to seeing what transpires in that way.
That's wonderful. I love that openness. So let's do one other exercise here, which is just imagine all your staff sitting in chairs in a circle. You're in one of the chairs. And also imagine your business as an entity. It's in one of the chairs too. And this new person or persons coming into this role, they're sitting in the circle as well. And
I
then what do
totally
you,
so clearly feel that energy. It's
yeah.
great.
So what do you
She's actually called the
notice?
meeting and made sure that everyone can get here on time, and like she's arranged the space here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So what do you notice as you look around this circle? Are people, where are they looking? Do they have any body parts missing? Anything else unusual you notice?
Not unusual, no. Everyone feels like they have, really created space, and they're super willing to be there. They've created space to be present in that room. They feel at home and comfortable and excited to be a part of it. They all are very on top of their own individual pieces of it.
How are they reacting to this new role coming into the circle?
Oh, they're relieved.
Oh.
They are relieved. They're happy because, she is somebody that's helping manage things even better than I could on my own, that they know that they've got somebody, that I'm no longer a bottleneck. That
Yep.
they know that they've got somebody that can actually, I want this person actually to really be who has the most direct access to me. So that the rest of my team and all my clients know that if they can't get a hold of me, or if they're really needing something, that this is the reliable person that they can count on receiving a reply from. That if, something happens amongst the team, that they can go to her and she will be the one that can contact me, she or he. Yeah, I'm really envisioning that very clearly, that it's a relief. They like her. I think, I keep saying her. I'm truly inclusive. This very, very well could be a man. I've got a great guy on my team right now who has kind of been filling this role, and he's awesome. So I will say that I think the one piece I know to be true as a creative visionary is that often when you bring somebody in who you're wanting to have help you with the management, it can feel a little like maybe confining, because there may be a little bit more of a taskmaster because they want to be on it. So they're reining people in. They've got a little bit more clarity about what to get done by when. But the sensation that I want is that everyone on my team feels so confident that this person is on it, that they respect it, and they're willing, because they see that it runs more efficiently when they work with her. So I'm even willing to surrender to this super organized person of how should this go? Show me, let's, that we can co-create that, of course. But that, yeah, in some ways, for her role, his or her role, that they'll be the boss, kind of like in terms of all the things of making sure that things are in place, and then it creates space for me to just step even further into my genius as the leader and the visionary of the company.
That sounds wonderful. So they are.
Thank you so much for helping me unfold this creative vision.
Oh, you are so welcome. So I'm very excited. I'd love to hear how this hiring unfolds. I think our internet's getting a little wobbly.
I will keep you posted.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no worries.
And I really appreciate you opening the kimono on this process and being okay with being vulnerable and being okay, healing this stuff, because so many people need to heal this kind of thing in themselves. So I think that's an awesome leadership role you've shown us there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for, like I said, allowing me to unfold this vision and really give it so much shape. I feel like, it's almost like what once maybe was a seedling or a sprout is this big, beautiful, colorful, bloom that, has so much more texture. And so I am really appreciating this opportunity. Thank you so much for guiding me through the process.
Okay, well, thank you, Willo. And if you want to find Willo, you can find her at willowlovesyou.com, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And or at yes by yes by yes by yes, however many yeses you can get in.
Yeah, and actually this specific job post is at willowlovesyou.com/OBM, which stands for Online Business Manager. So willowlovesyou.com/OBM. If by the time you watch it, it's even still available, and you can take a look at it there for reference. Otherwise, willowlovesyou.com.
You will be filling it in other time zones in America and Europe, or maybe by the time people are watching this, we will colonize Mars and you will need a manager for that time zone as well.
Oh, the whole team. Love it. Yeah. Awesome.
Great.
And if this has been helpful for anyone, I would love to hear from you. So I'm Willow Loves You on every platform. So
fabulous. Well, thanks everyone. And thank you, Willo.